What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. We have so much to talk about on Market Watch today, and we're going to kick things off with Mech Knight Blue Sky, actually rising a bit in price after Purple Nightfall's announcement and it falling down. Now, I was thinking there's no way they don't include Blue Sky if they put Purple Nightfall in the tins, and we now have confirmation on that thanks to Italian Yu-Gi-Oh! They updated their post with a PS, the source has confirmed the following reprint, Mech Knight Blue Sky. So from a reliable source, we do see Mech Knight Blue Sky get its reprint. Now, people were coming into the stream actually last night asking me, John, should I pick up the invoked Mech Knight core now? And my answer is continuously, wait until after the tins. Like, yeah, I get these are some immediate price drops, but like it's actually headed back down towards where it was, and once the tins come out, there will be a flood of quantities of these two cards, and you'll definitely be able to pick it up for cheaper than it is now. The Mega Tins are some of the most open product of the year, so yeah, I'm not a fan of people having gone for this, even when I warned with caution, but yeah, shows how much impact John Moore has on the market, right? Tell you no, happens anyways. Hype! Quickly shattered. Now, we also have a 10% off code. This code down below is 10% off, and we see the cheapest danger cards on the entire market at Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles.com. I definitely would take advantage of this for one reason and one reason only, and that's history, and we'll get back into that at the end of the Market Watch. Now, let's go ahead and talk about those 6 Samurai buyouts. Once upon a time, a decade ago, 6 Samurai and John Moore mattered together. Yeah, it's changed a long time since then. We went into Legendary 6 Samurai, now we have Secret 6 Samurai, and we saw 6 Samurai take a solid first place at our regionals and now top another regionals. What's happening with this deck? Well, a lot of people are making the joke that it's boneless Goki, yet it's already bubbling into top cuts during this format. Why is that? Well, you actually have somewhat consistent decks doing things with Isolde, and if Isolde is not hit, if that's not the hit to Goki, this deck continues on pretty much just fine. So Kizaru is now tied for most expensive card in Spirit Warriors, if that tells you anything, at the $8 mark, along with the Weathery and the Magibullets. But we also look to eBay, and there's only sold listings. That's the only place you'll find him on eBay. He actually does not exist outside of there. It's pretty darn crazy to me that you can't go to eBay and get yourself a Kizaru. So quickly disappearing from the market, overall rising. Next, we also do see Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. A lot of people have been asking why that continues to go up. Well, in this deck, you're able to transition him just fine into, however you say this, Rognimadad. I don't know, probably murdered that. But number 86 basically is an insane win condition that can't even be kaiju'd when you make him with 2 materials and stack this with 2 materials under him, giving him a grand total of 5 just right there. Yeah, your opponent cannot normal or special summon monsters. Oh, a beautiful thing. So, kaiju proof, they evenly match, you just keep it. It's definitely really cool to see. So Bamboozling Shadow over here, only 7 total prices on eBay, and we only see 17 for number 86. So actually cheaper to come and get yours with one listing here, FTK Legends, on TCG Player. Interesting that a deck is looking back to old win conditions and taking it out. And it's also interesting to me that we see the older card that is part of it be worth less than the newer card. That almost makes me think 2 things. Either A, it's just focused buyouts on Bamboozling because the quantities of this card should definitely be overall lower, or B, people are perhaps looking to other decks and thinking of ways to put this in. So do let me know any other decks besides 6 Samurai that you might be using this in, and before BA, of course, but do let me know, because there's probably other decks that you can use this for, but I don't think that's the reason for this secondary price hike. It was going back down until 6 Samurai hype, and that's where we saw the revolley. So several buyouts around the 6 Samurai. What do you guys think? Is it just boneless Goki? Is Goki just the superior deck? But heading towards a ban list, do you see this as an option to continue a similar feel and playstyle in the Warrior decks? Or do you think we'll get a solid enough hit that this deck goes down a peg too? Ooh, something interesting coming out of Flood. Knightmare Unicorn, 28 lowest about on TCG Player. We also see it on eBay from Canada at 24 before it's 25. Definitely trending up over time, as many Flood cards have been, and it finally overtook the shorter print Ibley. Now, I thought this should have happened for a while. It's an amazing access card in the extra deck, and it's pretty darn good. We look at the other top cards. We have, of course, Impermanence at its crazy pricing and shenanigans, and we see Ghost Bell, which has received several volley of buyouts, sitting still around the $41, $42 mark, with the Unlims actually being the cheapest. Wow, first ed actually mattering, maybe? But Knightmare Unicorn is kind of, I think Goblin's better, but it's an ultra, kind of the secret rare star of the extra deck. You play it more than Griffin unless you're playing Spirals, and even then you still have to transition into it. It fits in so many extra decks as a tool to just be able to deal with problems and have a downward arrow at the awkward link rating of 3. And additionally, hey, if you get that coat link, you get a draw with him while you're doing it. So I think this is actually well deserved of a price. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up settling at 30, and also wouldn't be surprised if it goes back down after the 200th. What do you guys think? I definitely do really think that this has been underestimated up till this point, and we see other one-ups from the extra deck, such as Borrowload and Firewall, getting their reprints soon. Perhaps the most expensive Link monster for a little bit besides Borrowsword. Just maybe. Just maybe. We actually go back around here into Flames of Destruction 2 to see that Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles legitimately did sell out minus 5 or 10%. The Unicorns at the $21 mark. So that too was interesting to me, that at such a high price point, there was a full sellout over at Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles, whereas the Danger cards, you know, at 25% off compared to TCG Player aren't. I missed this in all my hero discussions. I've been meaning to talk about this. Air Neos is the highest priced Neos card looking like here, and the ultimate rares are at just ridiculously staggering prices, but even the ultras along with the ultis are around the $40-ish mark. We see Near Mint Unlimit 35 before 50 being the lowest on the market. We also do see on eBay lowest at $40. What do I think about this? It's over a decade old without a reprint, 2007. So it does make sense with all this hero and Neos hype and the collectability that it's always had. It's at around $18 forever, and the collector's market rising, that it goes up. Now, do I think the ultimate rare should be a solid 200? I really don't. And we see unlimited, it looks like with damage, or maybe that's just lighting. Yeah, with damage. Trying to sell at this price point, it's really ridiculous. And if you're a hero collector, I'm sorry, there's not really any quelling any of these prices until we see a reprint, and even then, who knows how many unlimiteds will panic sell on the market, if any. So it just is what it is all I have to add to that. It's the collector's market and an old card not seeing a reprint coming together to destroy a price point. Talking about Shadows in Valhalla and Ash Blossom, do I think this is at its lowest price? If we see an unlimited print of Shadows, I could see this going down to 15 because we already see it down to 18 on eBay. But I think similar to Droll and Lockbird, and being at 9 per case to 10 per case, I think that, you know, 3 playsets per case plus 1. Ash Blossom is going to be near this price for a while till we see another reprint. It's really unfortunate, but it's in a product where this actually made it more desirable, making it the chase card, basically. Alistair is the only card above it in price right now, and that's pretty sad. It really is. So I wish we got access to, you know, everybody having able at one point to spend $30 on a playset of this card. And initially, I guess there were some pre-sales at 12 to 13, so 40 wasn't too bad, but quickly rising, and I think destined to stay above 45 a playset till we see the next reprint, even with an unlimited set of Shadows in Valhalla, if that comes out. If. Big if. So we wrap around to Danger, and actually the entire set of Cybernetic Horizon, and I've never seen a set do so little on release, but be worth so much. I think we learned from Flood that cards have a chance to go way up over time, even if the set's initial release seems like a flop. And Flood really came full circle, had a lot of expensive cards like Firewall and Reincarnation later on, but early on they were relatively cheap for what they were. So Boral Sword really sticking up its price there, but then we even see Danger with the implication of future sets releasing that make this really get good. And then even the Cyber Dragons, I think that's more because it's a fan favorite. We actually go over to Emergency, it doubled in price since release and has stayed there, not even cooling down. And we look at all the other Cyber Dragon cards, it's reminiscent of kind of the legendary duelist packs where you have character cards, and we do have Cyber Dragon support coming out in the next legendary duelist. But realistically, that's what it reminds me of, yet it's in a core set that's destined to get reprinted in a year. And I think people just don't mind paying this low on a Cyber Dragon deck that are true fans of it for a whole year of use. And it did just top a regional at Houston. I don't have to make my apology video yet, not 300 people, but still a pretty impressive showing overall. And I didn't expect it to top a regional like that. So I do have to say, I'll say this here, I underestimated the deck. I did not think it would top any regionals above like 120, and it managed to. It managed to slam in Houston. But all of these decks, all of these cards, we're not seeing them in many top cut deck lists. Very few. The impact is little, but people are looking forward to a ban list while at the same time looking at the future potential of the archetype, which we've had letdowns before. Look at Spiral, it took Double Helix, it took the OCG card to get there. But a lot of people moving forward. That's why I say, if you're going to go for it, go here, first edition copies at around 30 bucks with that 10% off. That's pretty awesome versus, you know, 42.40. But are people overestimating it? Well, we look at past examples with Spirals, just the pictures going up for Spirals, not even effects, caused droves of buyouts. Has the market learned since then? We're going to have to watch and see, because I have a really bad feeling they're just going to put pictures of badass looking cards up and people are going to go nuts and go for these. And I really wish people did learn, but again, it could just become the most busted deck. It could be used to sell the next core set. So I see the reasoning both ways, but you're doing speculation buyouts. If you're not buying Danger to enjoy it for the deck that it is now, and also thinking, okay, will a ban list level the playing field enough? More speculation. So realistically, just play the deck for the deck it is now and enjoy it, because these cards aren't terribly priced at $30, but when you're talking about $180 for two playsets at 30 a piece versus, you know, $240, you start to get into bigger ranges there. And get it while it's cheap, but at the same time, get it for what it is now if you're getting it. Thanks for watching. What did you think of today's Market Watch? A lot to cover with the Six Samurai stuff, the Knightmare going up. Yeah, there's so much going on. It's crazy. And, of course, Blue Sky being announced. Another Megaton confirmation here. That happened last night on live stream if you were here. People came in and told me about the change. So kudos to Italian Yu-Gi-Oh! On that piece of news. But seriously, what do you guys think of everything going on? It's one of the craziest markets for a winter season that we've seen. Yes, we came out of the off season, but never before have we had hype like the 200th. I believe the UDS is this weekend, and just so much is going on. It's crazy, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe. It really helps out the channel a lot. And give the video a thumbs up just if you enjoyed the discussion.